I don't get it.
Podcast. Alrighty. Hello, friends. Welcome to the I Don't Get It podcast. We have lots of things to ramble about since we haven't rambled for like 2 weeks or something like that. Yeah. So many good rambles. Okay, I'm going to start out by just like something kind of fun. Naz is going to the red carpet premiere of Avatar. Are you covering it for E? Or
no, I'm not. I'm just going to go see
She's
it
going as a celebrity,
Oh
actually.
my
No, I'm not.
God. That's fantastic.
She was invited personally.
No,
Oh my
actually,
God.
you know what's funny? I haven't shared this with you guys, which I think is interesting. So I get invited as press, which I love because I love to cover film. I'm not specifically covering this one. I'm not interviewing the cast, but I get to go see it. But you know what's interesting? I'm not allowed to walk the carpet, but a lot of influencers get invited.
Oh.
And like actual celebrities get invited and they are allowed to walk the carpet. And I always think it's like so funny.
You're like right in the middle.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
interesting? So
Yeah.
I'm like in this weird thing.
Yeah,
where a lot
because
of
you're
people
not
like,
a clear-cut side. You don't get
Yeah.
it at all? That's unfair.
yeah, isn't that kind of a bummer? I mean, I don't
sorry.
care. I rather be considered press.
You'd rather be
obviously,
considered
because-
like a critic, essentially, than an influencer.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a critic, more just like press, like a journalist that like covers it. But it is, I don't know, I always think it's interesting because I see all these people walking the carpet who don't necessarily really care about the film.
Oh, 100%.
And it's just the nature of Hollywood. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Hollywood, man.
Yeah.
That actually
Anyways.
is very true. What are you wearing?
Oh my God, you would love what I'm wearing.
I mean, you have to do something
Gotta be
weird as
something,
shit.
like spacey.
So it's a black jumpsuit by Alex Perry, which is one of my favorite brands, and it has leopard print on it. I think did I send it to you guys? Because I was gonna wear it to People's Choice. Anyways,
I don't
and I
think so.
think I'm gonna wear like 4 braids in my hair.
I love it.
That's
Lauren,
cool.
you know
Love
when you
it.
do like the 4?
I love it.
Yeah, but it's like very leopardy and like jumpsuity.
I love that. And you won't get any red carpet pictures.
I won't get any red carpet pics, but you know me, I just want to look cool
Yeah.
always anyway. So
Well, that's too bad. So I wanted to talk about Avatar because I have never seen the original.
wait, really?
because-
Whoa.
Because this is like an Ashleyism.
Oh, I can't.
It was the first movie to beat Titanic at the box office.
You were pissed
So
about
we're holding a grudge.
I was so pissed about it. And
But it's James Cameron. It's the same director.
yeah, I know. But it's just so much different. I mean, I know it's like apparently like a love story. There's a love story component. So
Yeah, what
like
do you
maybe
mean?
I would like it more than I expected. And I'm not sure why like I didn't just go see it with like the first like bunch, you know, before it like ever was
Because it's not
in
something that would normally
contention.
appeal to you.
It wouldn't
why.
normally appeal to me, right? So I was like, oh, this is weird. And then as soon as it started like gaining so much momentum that it was like, oh, it might be Titanic, I was like, okay, I'm not supporting this. I'm not going to be.
You're not going to add that one
add
ticket
that
sale.
number. Yeah, you don't get my $15. Yeah. So I was thinking, is there any like that's like the most classic me thing? Is there anything that you guys can think of that you would be like that with?
Totally.
I love, yeah, 100%. I just really got to think about it. I'm going to be mad if I
Mm-hmm.
can't come up with anything. But yeah, I think we all could, all 3 of us are so distinct and particular in our interests.
Yeah.
And how we do things.
I mean, the only one I can think of at the top of my head is we haven't seen Hamilton because we love Bloody Andrew Jackson.
That's similar,
you know?
Lauren.
So
You know
holding
what?
a similar grudge. What?
Somebody came into Audrey's last week and she was like, I heard that you love Bloody Andrew Jackson. She was like, because she was like a Broadway fan. And she's like, I never saw it, but I heard that there's like in the deep dark Broadway community,
Yeah.
there are
grudge.
people who have
grudge.
grudge. And they say that like Lin-Manuel Miranda really did steal the concept.
Lin-Manuel. What'd you call him?
Lin-Manuel.
Lin-Manuel.
Oh, I thought you called him something else.
No.
Maybe. But anyway.
Very particular about our Latinx.
No, I know.
I love that there is intel
Like
behind
she
that.
goes, I didn't hear this from you. She goes, I heard this from like some sort of Broadway message boards or something like that.
He probably saw it and was like, I can do this a little bit better.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
I can tweak this for the masses, not just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a very
yeah.
specific age group.
But was that show based on the book that he read that Hamilton's based on?
No, I mean,
And just
he
based on the
saw it and he was
biography
like,
of
it's a
Andrew
biography of a president. I know Hamilton's not a president, but a historical figure.
Yeah.
And it was a rock musical. And I don't want to like blame him, like if this is just like a rumor or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting that it was about 4 or 5 years afterward that Hamilton.
But isn't
came out.
everything based on something? You know,
Sure,
it's like,
it was
someone did that, so I
inspired.
can make my own version. Yeah.
Right.
Sure,
There's
it
no
was
rhyme or reason in our
inspired.
grudges really here because you won't see Avatar because it's better than Titanic or more sales or whatever.
But Titanic and Avatar are so different. Like the world of Pandora is so actually you would love it. It's the most epic love story. And in Avatar The Way of Water that comes out, this year, Kate Winslet's in it. And so to have Kate Winslet and James Cameron sort of partner up together would think that you would
does
be
make things better.
so excited to
that
see
makes
this.
it better, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so
makes it okay.
this is James Cameron again, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Okay.
movie is it's made 14 years later. don't quote me on that. 'Cause I'm horrible with math, but
close.
he was waiting for the technology to catch up, which is why I'm so excited to see it
okay.
tonight. It's a very long film. It's like 3 hours and something minutes.
Oh my God.
And there's already 3 movies coming after it that he already shot most of the motion capture for already. So
Wow.
we're already getting 3
what?
more.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. He's already shot a lot of it. Yeah, for the next 3. I think, don't quote me on this either, because I don't know if it was like a gossip column or something credible, but I think I remember reading that he said if this bombs, he won't release the next
it will
3.
not bomb.
It will not
What
bomb
is
because James
definition
Cameron.
of bomb when you have to put in so many hundreds of millions to make the project?
Right. But James Cameron, I read I was reading an interview he did, and I really love this quote. But he said, "If I like a movie, most likely a lot of people will like it. Like if I like my own movie,
Yeah.
And I think he
That's true.
is so correct in that sentiment. Like because we just love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Lauren,
I'm sad I didn't get to cover it. I would love to talk
Yeah.
to James Cameron.
Lauren, did you have something going off of that?
Not really. When I just think of Avatar, I think of when I accidentally slept with a heroin addict and we watched it together.
You accidentally, because we didn't know that that's what he was doing in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Whoa,
No, and that was-
Lauren! I
that
didn't
was
know about this.
That was the only time I watched it, and I feel weird to watch it again. So when Hunter was like, "We are seeing Avatar this weekend, or we die," I'm like, I don't really know. Okay, but
Because it brings you back to that.
yeah, it brings me back. And I was like, I just want to see the
Wow.
whale. That's all I want to see.
I just want to see the whale too.
What's
I
the
need to
whale?
watch
Oh,
it.
I'm so...
The whale is
Actually,
Brendan
Brendan
The
Fraser.
Brendan Fraser movie. Okay, I know the Brendan Fraser movie. I just
Yeah.
didn't know it was called that.
Everyone's saying he is going to definitely get nominated and most likely win the Oscar.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. And then Best Actress Oscar right now, I feel like, is between Cate Blanchett for Tar, which I
Okay.
don't know if you guys have seen Tar, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was like next to Top Gun Maverick. And The Banshees of Inisherin was like my favorite movie of the year.
So I've
Did you guys
seen-
see Everything Everywhere All at Once?
So I've
No,
seen 2
you
movies
have
this
to see
year,
it.
and that is Elvis and Top Gun, and that's all that matters to me.
She's like, that is all I can speak
That's all
to.
that matters, and that's all I can speak to.
Yeah, those are the very Ashley movies, which will both obviously be nominated. The Golden Globe nominations came out this morning, and both of those are nominated.
Oh, the Golden Globe nominations? Well, okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
I do want to say there's something exciting. I don't know if anybody's going to care. I think Lauren's going to care a little bit, but I don't know if she'll actually make the effort. Lauren, Best Man Holiday? Best Man, the series?
Best Man, and then Best Man Holiday. There's another one. It's the third.
Did you know that the Peacock has created a Best Man series? It's the final chapters.
I will
And
Wait, I've
definitely
never
watch
seen Best Man.
oh
Can
my
you tell me about
God!
it? Would I love it? Would I love it?
Yeah.
Yes, you would.
Oh, you
You
would
would.
love it.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it about?
It's
Why-
basically
I don't
about
know
all
that.
these friends that went to college together, and they kind of do a couple years later, and they show how the inner workings of all these different relationships and their
Like how their lives
how their
changed
lives
and-
kind of change. And then there's another one after that. It's Best Man Holiday, where they all come 15, 20 years later.
Yeah,
And they
15 years,
resurface
something
all
like
the
that.
drama, and it's just good.
Who stars in it?
Tay Diggs.
Is this Tay Diggs?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah, this is Tay Diggs' big thing. And Ashley, I saw you were doing ads for his new dating show. He's hosting a new dating show based on how Stella got her groove back.
Yeah.
Shot in Dominican Republic, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's too bad I,
really
don't watch
enjoyed it.
reality anymore, even though I used to make reality TV.
Lauren
No,
watched
I watched
it.
the first 3 episodes, and I'm going to finish it. But I just love that one of the star's sons is there undercover, and then one of the other cougars likes him, and it's amazing.
Oh, she does? Do they not tell?
Wait, you're talking about the Hulu show?
Yeah,
the Hulu show.
I didn't watch. Okay. I didn't watch all the episodes yet, but I watched the first one, and I didn't see that I didn't see the son. Like, I wasn't sure how they were going to play the son.
Yeah.
What's it called? Back to the Groove?
Back in the Groove.
Back in the Groove.
Yeah.
Love it. Do you guys remember, I think it was in 2014 when Tay Diggs followed everyone on Twitter?
No, just anyone who followed him.
Okay, so I am not on Twitter. I don't subscribe to Twitter, but I had a Twitter account, obviously. And Tay Diggs started following me in 2014, and I thought it was so cool. And you guys can all Google articles about this. I guess Twitter, social media was blowing up, and he hired someone. He's like, I need more of an online presence. And he followed thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. And everyone was like, why does Tay Diggs follow?
I feel like a lot of celebrities did that because so many of us got excited. And then...
Yeah, but this was a whole, this was a movement online. Google it. It was so funny because I was like, oh, Tay Diggs follows me? I must be cool. But that was not the case. He followed half the planet.
Oh,
that is so funny.
But wait, Naz, seriously, watch Best Man, the series, the whole
I will. I have
it'll
seen
give you
Best
warm
Man.
and fuzzies and
it is Christmassy. I think they're both kind of Christmassy. So.
They are because I remember seeing him in a huge living room with a Christmas tree. I saw it, but I don't remember it. Does that make sense? I've seen it. I watched Notting Hill this weekend.
Well, that's just the greatest of the great.
And it really is the fucking greatest. It's so well done. And I cried when she says that line in the bookstore, I'm just a girl. And I'm like, why am I? That is how emotionally impactful Julia Roberts is, where I've seen that scene so many times and I still got emotional.
Maybe it's because you're at a point in your life where you feel it more.
No, I don't know, because I'm not dating anyone or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I was on my period.
I guess that could be it too. You know how I feel about periods. I never realize if that's what it is or not.
Yeah.
But I was bawling.
I do. Before we move on from movies and TV, I just wanted to mention watched Enchanted or Disenchanted.
Disenchanted.
Oh, how is Disenchanted? I haven't seen it.
Holy fuck, it's bad.
Well, a lot of sequels are bad. You know what else?
Should have never been made.
Should have never.
This is what it really pissed me off. I had a couple of friends over and we watched the Santa Claus because to me that was supreme. The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Yeah. But
to me, Tim Allen is Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. And that movie to me is supreme over so many, even Home Alone at times. I'm the Santa Claus is so good.
I love the Santa Claus. It's up there, but it's not Home Alone. But it's number 3. But okay.
Okay. So Disney Plus came out with a series.
Yes, I've been watching
the Santa Claus. Oh, okay. I started it right after we saw the movie, and within 5 minutes, I was like, "Why did they make this?" I'm so pissed.
Yeah, why did they make? I don't know.
Does it get better?
I thought that in episode 3, when the Santa came, I was watching it. I was kind of one of those shows where after about 5 or 10 minutes, I was like, okay, this is a watch the background type show,
right?
You don't want any of your special things to be, but okay. So the Santa comes in, they send a couple Santas up there to be interviewed, and once they find one that they're really interested in, it gets a little bit more interesting.
Got it. Is Bernard in it?
Yeah,
I haven't gotten to Bernard yet.
Bernard's there though.
Bernard, the iconic elf. Yeah. I'm so sad, Ashley. You haven't seen White Lotus because the finale was last night, and that's all I want to talk about.
I didn't watch the finale yet, but I have everything but the finale.
Oh my god, it's so good.
But why is everybody being nothing happens, I can't wait for them. I know that's how it was the first time, where it's oh wow, there's a show that nothing happens. But Lauren was telling me she was pretty much bored for 5 episodes until the last 2.
Yeah.
So it's
I think that's the common sentiment.
Why should I dedicate myself to 5 boring episodes?
I don't think it's boring. First of all, I'm completely intrigued. Mike White, who was on Survivor, by the way, he is so good. So there's a different swinger writer. Mike White is the writer and creator of The White Lotus. So some writers will write plot, right? They'll write a plot and they'll make sure that all the characters are following the plot. But then sometimes just for plot purposes, characters will do things and then you'll be like, what? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. And that is to me constitutes bad character development. Yeah. Mike White creates such real people, such specific people that I feel like we've all met in life, and they're so specific, and he just lets them interact with each other and then lets the plot go with them, which is why I think people feel like nothing happens. But to me, I'm way more intrigued because I'm like, oh, these people are so interesting, and they're all unraveling, and they're all inner motivated by something. Like they all want something for themselves. And to me, that's like the best writing, which is why I'm obsessed with The White Lotus. And obviously it's like murder mystery too. And the scenery is amazing. So it's like bam, bam, bam. Like so good.
Obviously, I understand for that reasoning. It's just like, okay, so we're going to watch it just to kind of like get to know people, like get to know like the writing and like just like how a character can be created and like you get to know them like a person and all that.
Yeah. I like the Easter eggs, like in the kind of like how people do recaps after it. That's kind of why I enjoy, because I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't notice that. And there's like, apparently they bring the metaphor of the pineapple and the pineapple suite to this to this season. So like I don't remember who it was, but the last one, the guy died in the pineapple suite. And then one particular character has been wearing like a little pineapple to like symbolize that they're the one that's going to die. But it's very subtle. So
which character?
I think I want to say it's Portia, but I don't want to ruin anything because I don't know the finale. I don't know what happens.
Yeah,
so I don't
Twitter
know.
is split on her fashion choices this season.
Well, I heard that from the stylist that they were trying to convey with her sense of style that she has no idea who she is as a person, and they're trying to convey that in her style, like someone who just goes to Urban Outfitters and puts on what they think is cool.
Wait, I love that because it's literally half the world.
Yeah, half the world. It's just like, I think this is what I should be wearing, but I don't know who I am, so they're kind of trying to show that in her fashion.
Wait, that's so good.
Yeah.
Anyways, we won't talk about it much more because Ashley hasn't seen it, but whoever's seen it, I'm curious to know if you like season 1 better than season 2. Because I thought season 1 was perfect. Season 2, I did think was a little slower, but the ending, the last couple episodes of season 2, I think supersedes season 1.
Yeah, I really
and
like
the way that it ends is just so good. Apparently, season 3 is confirmed, and I read somewhere that he wants to do it in an Asian country. Yeah. So I'm super stoked for that.
All right. I thought we were going to end with a TV and film, but guess what? We're not, because we do have to talk quickly about the Kardashians and the fact that like people seem to really hate this season. There's so many comments on Instagram about how Keeping Up with the Kardashians was their favorite of the 2 series. And I have to agree that this season was way slower than the other ones. And it was so centric on like their fashion integrations.
I think that they had to cut out a lot of stuff.
Well, they did by choice. They cut out so much by choice. Like, why couldn't we get any Pete Davidson breakup stuff?
I think what season 1, this is interesting to hear you say, because remember when
we were
season 1
so
came out,
obsessed
you were
with
like,
season 1.
You were like, the last show was not good, and now people are realizing.
I'm not wanting the Kardashian, like the Keeping Up back, but I do like season 1. Let's just get back to whatever season 1 was. It was way more honest and open.
Yeah, but also Kim was like having the ultimate renaissance. She was like on SNL. She was on the cover of Vogue. Like she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Her and Kanye were breaking up. She had like a new boyfriend. There was so much happening in her life. And then we didn't know about the Khloe stuff. And so then in the beginning of the season, it was good because Khloe addressed all that stuff at the top. Mm-hmm. But because she didn't talk about it throughout, I think if all that stuff would have been happening in real time for this season, it would have lifted it a little more. Yeah. And then Kim didn't really let us into her life.
Not at all.
With Pete Davidson. And maybe that was to protect Pete, which I'm so for, because I know he's dealing with a lot, and with Kanye and mental health. Like, I feel like that got real, over social media. So I get it. But yeah, now I hope now people realize, as someone who's like produced reality TV, like why Keeping Up had to like have them go, I don't know, like
things,
learn trapeze today. You know,
people really missed Scott. Scott's was like the biggest complaint. In these, like, I was
not going to get that.
And then
which he was probably so happy to hear.
1000%. Mm-hmm. I was disappointed with my take on the Pete thing and him missing. And like, I may be totally wrong. I'm just making it up. But I just think that maybe that breakup was a lot on him. Like he wasn't into it anymore, and she didn't want to show that.
Show her losing for once.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Pete, like, I got to give it to him, man. I really hope I'm Pete Davidson's future ex-girlfriend one day because he, like, I was like, oh, well, who's he going to date after Kim? And then he's like with Emily Ratajkowski.
I know.
And I'm
But
like, wow, he is
It's like almost predictable at this point that it would be her.
No, but it's like if there's anyone that Kim, you know what I mean, to date after Kim, it's Emrata. And I was like, damn. Like, good for Pete, man.
People are saying that Jenna Ortega is going to be the next one because she's so hot right now. You know, he's going to swoop in.
I would love to see him with the Latina. I don't know if he's dated one. Has he? Who's he dated?
Well,
Kate?
so yeah, he has.
Yep.
It's an Ariana
Daphne
Grande.
from Bridgerton.
Ariana Grande.
Oh, he dated Ariana.
Yeah.
Duh, that was the first.
It was the first.
Yeah. Wow.
So funny.
Wow.
Okay. Well, let's transition over into our lives. Lauren has Lauren's been going through it lately. What do you want to explain what you're going through mentally, maybe physically?
Well, physically, I have been waking up with a headache every single day for the past like 3.5 weeks. And every Google search says I have a brain tumor, which is always what happens when you self-diagnose. But at this point, I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with me. So that's basically all I have to say about that is I have probably a brain tumor. And today when I was driving over, I was like, well, when I find out that I do have one and it's a huge and incurable, what am I going to do with my life? And then I started crying because I was like, well, I guess I'll just watch Dawson grow up because that's the only thing I want to do.
Lauren, are you getting 8 hours of sleep?
I get like 10 hours of sleep.
What are you feeling is like different in your body? Oh, Lauren, I want to hug you right now. No, anxiety is so real. I'm so happy we're having this conversation because it is like when you have momentum behind a negative thought, and obviously I have severe anxiety, which is why I'm in EMDR therapy. It feels so real. Something that like isn't even real right now, right? Like
we don't know.
What Lauren has.
We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So right now it is not real and it feels so real and it's just your thought. And I personally feel like it's anxiety. It's anxiety trying to fill the gap. It's like, oh, I feel different. Let me pick the worst case scenario so that I can protect myself. I'm protecting myself now so that if and when that happens. Yeah. But it's like, I'm so big in the...
But there's no use in thinking about what it could be at all times. It's like everything's fine right now. I'm not fainting or anything. But every time I'm like checking it with my body, like, oh, do I have a headache now? Does it feel bad now? It's just causing it to show up in my head, you know?
Like yesterday.
What would you rather think?
I don't know. Like at this point, I'm just like, even if it's just a headache, it fucking sucks, you know?
But what would you rather think? Like, oh, I just have a headache right now. Maybe tomorrow I won't wake up with one and this will pass. So then just tell yourself that. It's so funny because I literally, you guys remember when I spoke to Peter Crone, who costs obviously so much. I should share my entire phone call with him on social media and here. But he was like, my anxiety was like, he's like, your anxiety is just a lie called I'm not going to be okay. And it's so true. It's like, and I feel this way in every area of my life where it comes to men or my career. I'm like, why is my instinct to just think worst case scenario? Why am I not planning for the best?
I know.
Why am I not like in positive expectation? And then through law of attraction, which we've seen manifest through Ashley Iconetti's life so many times, it's like whatever you think is what will happen. Like,
I know, like
truly.
I wake up and like I open my eyes. I'm like, all right, let's stand up and feel the headache, and then there it is. So it's like.
Yeah. Instead of being like, oh, there's my headache again. Let me drink water, take in a leave and move on with my day. And as soon as I get sleep and have some chicken noodle soup, I'll be fine tomorrow. Or I'll go get it checked out so that I'm not reeling over something that I don't even know is true.
I just called the doctor and they don't have an appointment until March 6th.
No, so, my birthday.
No, why don't you go to urgent care? I go to urgent care. So then
I just went on ZocDoc and I made one for this week, but I'm going to keep the other one because the other one is like the one that works with my dad. So I'm going to keep her and I'm just going to have like someone kind of like soothe my anxiety until then, I think.
How crazy is it that March 6th is the last one? So if you do, like, that's crazy. What if you actually have something very worrisome?
I know.
Well, thank God for ZocDoc sponsoring the I Don't Get It podcast.
So you have like a Zoom with a doc later this week, and like if something does seem alarming.
I'm going into the office. Okay. But
what day are you going in, Lauren?
Wednesday.
Okay. Well, you're going to feel so much better after Wednesday.
Yeah. And Lauren, I feel like, hold on. Our producer said, when was the last time you changed your pillows, had an eye exam, or are you a tooth grinder, jaw clencher? That's a great question because I actually used to get migraines until I got my eyes checked and then realized I needed contacts and glasses.
I think that I think that it may be distance for me. Cause like whenever I'm on my phone, I really don't feel like, or if I'm looking at something close, I don't feel strained or like a headache. But like when I'm watching TV at the end of the night, that's when my head gets really, really fucking bad. So that's why I put my blue light glasses on today, but those aren't like going to do anything.
Well,
I feel like as much as you can focus until you get a real answer on maybe other things that are working in your life that make you feel good, you know?
Well, the other day, yesterday, Lauren and I were talking about something like silly. Wasn't like some celebrity thing.
Celebrity drama.
And we were talking about Bachelor in Paradise. And then Lauren was like, see, for that 10 minutes, I forgot that I didn't have any like symptoms. So I go, well, that's
right.
Very
and you have control over what your thoughts are.
Yeah. And also the thing is, usually I'd be like, okay, well, I just need to like go and like physically do something. But I do know that every time like I stand up or like walk for a really long time or get like really overheated, my headache gets way worse, like throbbing. And that's like,
even outside,
I'm not making that up. Yeah.
So it's like, it's something that's like phically ailing you that it's like hard to ignore. Yeah. That's hard, Lauren. I'm sorry.
Okay. And I tell Lauren and then
you're okay. I promise.
I went through a very similar thing, you know, albeit if it really is nothing. When I was in my sophomore year of college, where I would call my dad like so upset every night, thinking it's like just being like, I have a brain tumor. I know I have a brain tumor, because I did feel like this weird pressure, and I just think that you get into the cycle of thought, be like, oh my god, there it is, it's there, and then like your conscience is like always, you just can't tell whether it's something your mind is making up or not.
I feel like you can. I think the ego always wants to be right, and so in order to be right, it like justifies everything. And Peter Crone talks about this so profoundly. He's like, literally, people would rather be right about their ailments and everything going wrong than like just feel better. You know, like if you're talking to someone and they're like, oh, I'm lousy, I'll never get a boyfriend. It's like, oh, okay, well, why don't you like try dating? And it's like, no, but I have dated and did it. And it's like, all right, well, you care more about being right about not getting someone.
Yeah, that's true.
Than like realizing that today's a new day and you create your own reality and like you can go out there and just meet someone right now. Like,
like if my headache went away tomorrow, I would be like, you know, everyone was right. I guess it was just stress or something. But it's like, well, no, I didn't make this up for 3 weeks. It's like, well, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. But also the stress and the thoughts, I believe that thoughts do translate into the body. Like disease is dis-ease. So when you're not in ease, when you're stressed, when you're having bad thoughts, I think that manifests into physical things. Yeah. And so that's why I like meditate and try and be as like chill so that my body's chill. Because I realize I burped a lot and a lot of my anxiety comes from my gut.
You did burp a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was like all anxiety.
Yeah.
It's not like food and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like it's fucking anxiety. And people don't realize how linked those things are.
Lauren, so who are you seeing on Wednesday? Like, is it an internist or what is it?
It's an internist.
Okay.
Internist. And I'm just hoping that she can be like, we'll just send you in for some tests. And then I at least get like blood work or something that will tell me something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're going to feel so much better. This is like all us talking about anxiety too is not to disprove, is not to make people be like, every time they have a physical thing, be like, oh, it's anxiety. In Lauren's chance, like in this, it's highly likely it's anxiety. But also, if you have physical symptoms of something, always take them seriously. Yeah. Because then...
Yeah, and get it checked. Yeah, I think Ashley's right. I'm not saying like...
I know you're not.
People don't have like real ailments.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like be mindful of your thoughts because that can make things worse and affect things. They say all the time, stress is the main causer of a lot of things. Yeah. And I think... just see someone as soon as possible. So in that gap, you're not filling in the what ifs with worst case scenario.
And that's what she's been doing. And that's the
kind
worst.
Of what yeah. Because I think that's not helpful. Like, how's that serving anyone?
Yeah. Definitely not.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lauren. Anxiety is so real. I've been dealing with such bad anxiety too, just with it being the end of the year and with being a contractor. I'm always like, oh, are my contracts going to get re-signed?
Yeah.
And then I really had to catch myself. I'm like, why am I never in positive expectation of things? Like, why wouldn't I just plan for the best and then know that if something doesn't go my way, that I'll handle it.
Yeah.
And like, I'll make it, you know, like I'll figure it out. And so one thing I've been telling myself, like a line that has been helpful as of yesterday is one day I'll have this all figured out. And I realized that like saying that makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I don't have to figure things out right now or control it. You know, like one day I'll have it figured out and it'll be fine.
All right. Well, I think it's time we can take a break and we'll be right back.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you have intrusive thoughts and anxiety like me and expect the worst and basically are all over like hypochondriac, it's really nice to have BetterHelp in your back pocket whenever you are spiraling like that and you need to like have a rational person on the other end. BetterHelp is there to give you online therapy, and you can text and you can video call and you can just call, and it's nice to when you need to be talked off a ledge, kind of.
It is the perfect thing to go to when you are looking for help mentally. It's the world's largest therapy service, and they've actually matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, the best part is that it's affordable. A lot of people haven't dipped their toes into therapy either because they're scared to. It is very scary being vulnerable, but also because it's very expensive. And BetterHelp is amazing because they've made therapy really accessible to millions of people. I mean, they've matched 3 million people. It's pretty extraordinary.
That is quite extraordinary. And their therapists are available 100% online. They're vetted therapists. And it's really easy to get started. You fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. And if things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist at any time. And we love that because it can be so awkward when you start with a therapist and you're like, man, this therapy thing might be for me, but I can't really tell because I'm just not clicking. You can date therapists. It's actually a great thing to date therapists. So do that with BetterHelp. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/getit. That's better, HELP.com/getit.
On the topic of crying, do you guys ever feel like you look prettier after you cry? Like you look in the mirror and you're like, little natural blush there.
Good for you.
Yeah, your cheeks get red and your eyes get greener because it's against the red. That's what I think.
But you're also
And your nose
puffier and
gets a
I'm
little red.
splotchy. I get splotchy and so puffy. And then you hate to like have to go out and then people are like, oh, she looks like she's been crying. And it's like, well, I'm over it now. Don't be judging me so I have to cry again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, are you okay? It's like, oh, God, don't ask me that.
Yeah.
I think crying, like if you think about it from like if you look at it under a microscope, I just think like the fact that we poop and stuff is so weird. Like we're aliens, and the fact that we release water out of our eyes.
I always think like
That
why
is weird.
Water,
The release of water out of your eyes is super freaking weird.
Why
It's like the creepiest
water
thing we do.
means you're sad? Like what?
But also like we're made of water. Like that's inside of us, and it's like coming out of our eyes.
Yeah,
It
like
is
pure
so-
water too, not like urine. like urine, like what has like stuff in it, right? But then that's
And
just
our
water.
eyes aren't even like a hole. It's not like a nose or like a hole. Like the poop comes out of it. It's just like an eyeball.
That's really freaking weird. Tear ducts. Like what?
We're fucking aliens.
What was
We're
God
fucking aliens.
thinking when he was like, you know what? And then when they're emotional, this parasympathetic thing is going to happen where water will come out of their eyes.
To
It's so
express
wild.
to others how they feel. Yes.
Let's look up the benefits of tearing. Maybe that'll make us all feel good. The benefits of crying.
They're gonna be like moisturizing your eyeballs.
It enhances it aids sleep. I do agree with that. After crying, I could just like literally roll up in a ball and like close my. Oh, it improves your vision and it fights bacteria. Wow, Lauren, you're really taking care of yourself by crying. Releases toxins, relieves stress. Like, hell yeah. I always think it's interesting as someone who like founded Heartbroken Anonymous that people are so scared to cry when it's such a human thing. And people always apologize for crying, which I always say in the beginning of a meeting, please do not apologize for crying. That's what the space is for. But it's so silly. And I remember in our last podcast when we were talking to Kendra, remember when she said, we never see mothering in real life? Like we never see a mother in the grocery store just like letting it out because we feel so much shame. It's like we always feel that way with any type of crying, like in front of a boss or anyone. And I'm like, that's so crazy because we all cry.
Yeah, I know. It's just like you feel like there's appropriate times to do so.
I get so irritated at Jared when it's so like he has this thing where when he's upset, he'll like scream fuck.
Yeah.
Like, fuck! And like, you know, shake a chair or something. And I'm like, that is so ridiculous and immature. And like, it's the only thing about you that I really don't like. And then like, he's like, it's the exact same thing as when you're crying. It's like, I go, yeah, well, I can't help that. And he's like, yes, you can. That's your release and this is my release, blah, blah, blah. And he literally thinks that I can stop my face from crying. And I'm like, that is so absurd.
What?
Like,
if there's any human on this planet that cannot stop themselves from crying, it's the one he married.
So weird. Like, you saw him cry on Paradise. Okay, Jared, you stop now. You stop crying. Like, you can't.
No.
Yeah, or when you got married, that was my favorite time I saw Jared cry. Jared was he
Jared,
was a wreck, Jared.
I love
We have
Jared
video
crying.
footage
it's
of it.
so cute. I told him yesterday, he's a great crier. He should do it more often.
I love any man crying. It shows such vulnerability and strength.
Well, Dawson is so vulnerable. He's such a strong man.
He really is. Please never tell him to not cry.
Oh, I won't. No.
Then he wouldn't be your son anymore.
Oh my gosh, my brother-in-law looks at him like, and he's always just crying around him. And he's like, looks at him and he's like, wow, you're a pansy.
Yeah.
Because he's just like,
he hates everything. He hates
everything. Like Dawson does.
Yeah, Dawson hates everything but peekaboo.
But
and apparently the Annie's cheese snacks, which are like goldfish.
He loves goldfish.
Yeah, he is your son, Ashley.
Yeah, he just wanted to snack.
I love goldfish.
I've
talked about goldfish extensively, have we?
To end this podcast with our food I don't get it's for the week, I've got now two. Now that Naz has brought up her love for goldfish, I fucking don't get goldfish and never have. I don't know why kids like goldfish. I would never choose to snack on goldfish.
We've talked about this before, and Naz and I like when it's like kind of gets stuck in your teeth and like it decomposes and stays in your mouth.
I don't mind that sensation about it, but like the actual flavor itself, I'm just like, nothing.
It's kind of like Captain Crunch when it melts in your mouth.
Oh, but Captain Crunch is so much better of a linger.
What? Captain Crunch cuts the top of your mouth. It's absolutely worth it.
Besides that,
you guys, I'm crying. I probably shared this before. I'm so obsessed with goldfish. I looked up an email I sent to Goldfish Smiles. October 19th of 2016. No one ever responded to me. Goldfish Smiles at pepperidgefarm.com. Hello, my name is Azprez, and I'm a producer for The Bachelor. I'm obsessed with goldfish and would like to promote your product on social media.
That's amazing.
If you're interested,
did they
let
read
me know if there are any opportunities.
It was an email.
And then I followed up, and no one ever.
Like, hi, just making sure you received this email.
Yes, that's hilarious and amazing.
It was like when Instagram was like just people were, just starting to like send free products in 2016 to people. And I was like, yo, if I could get a goldfish sponsorship, I'll save so much money on these
I'm
large
really
cartons.
Shocked that they haven't reached out to you.
You should follow up on your Instagram now.
Should I follow up on
Follow up
from that email?
Nope.
Yeah. Yes.
You buy them every time you go to the grocery store? Unresponded.
No, because I'm more health conscious now ever since having my nutritionist. But it is next to Gardetto's my second airplane go-to, before getting on a plane.
Yeah.
And I love the rainbow ones. I love the whole wheat ones. When I had COVID, it was like all I ate.
I hate the pretzel ones. They try to make pretzels.
Yeah, the pretzel. That's not the pretzel move.
No,
but they're extra. The cheddar blast. Oh,
very
what a
delicious.
flavor blast in your mouth.
You get a soda and a bag of goldfish. You're so good.
And they're so little and they're fun to grab. You know what I mean? It's not like chips are kind of hard.
Dawson liked putting in he had in his fingers, and then he would go, and it was like
it really is
cute.
such. Yeah, it really is such a blast of flavor, and I love the little pocket of air. It's really like built perfectly.
I understand how it's built perfectly. Like I respect certain aspects of this. Whoever engineered them is amazing. Now listen,
to me, it's the perfect cracker. I think
it is.
I put the salty side on my tongue and then let it dissolve.
Oh, yeah. You let it melt.
Hold on.
It's a kid cracker, Ashley.
Okay, I get it. What the hell does the rainbow one taste like?
The same
They
thing.
could taste the same.
Oh,
They
really?
taste like the wheat ones. Yeah.
Oh.
But they're fun. They're
Are they
so
all
fun
cheese?
and pretty.
Do they all taste like cheese besides the pretzel one?
They're all cheddar
Yeah.
except one was wheat. I think one's a wheat flavor, which is just like
there is just a plain one too.
gold.
Really?
Flavor.
That's like a plain, yeah.
I just love their I love their tagline, the snack that smiles back, goldfish. And I'm like, it does smile back at you.
So easily
It makes me
amused.
happy.
So easily used.
They have graham cracker ones now.
My other graham cracker ones I can get behind.
Oh, they have the Parmesan ones.
I would
Those
much-
are good too.
I would much prefer a Teddy Graham to that though. If I was going to have a snack in that size.
Fuck no. Well, a gram. Oh, you mean graham wise?
Yeah, like no, just in general, I'd rather Teddy Grahams over goldfish.
Well, that's now an argument of sweet versus salty.
I know. Okay, well, I'm going to get
that makes
Dawson
sense.
some Teddy Grahams.
A
Since he
real
likes...
parallel would be Cheez-Its versus Goldfish.
Right,
Well,
right. And
yeah,
Cheez-Its
Cheez-Its really
are
suck.
controversial.
Why?
Because they are good and I like eating them, but can we just all admit that they kind of taste weird? Like-
yeah, I'd rather a Goldfish.
There's a weird cheesy bite to it.
There
that I'm
is like
this
a lot
is
of
kinda
a lot
weird.
more intensity to them.
It tastes more synthetic to me.
To me, it tastes like a European cheese cracker. I'm like, this is like a European cheese.
Stop.
Right?
No, it just seems like it's a sharper cheddar. And I'm just talking about all this, and I literally said I try not to eat them because I don't enjoy. But, if it's all you got in front of you. Okay, so
It's all you got.
my other food I don't get it before we wrap up is Lauren and I were talking about this yesterday. We don't we get it, I guess. But I don't get it. No, I don't understand why everybody would choose this. Like people who have meat as their main course all the time, they prefer meat with a side of vegetables over something carby, and not for
Oh my God.
not for the nutritional value, not to watch your weight or anything like that, just because that's just
think
what they
that's
have.
What,
they
they think that's just what a heightened classic dinner is. You know,
yeah, like a piece of chicken breast with a vegetable on the side, a piece of steak with a vegetable on the side, a piece of pork with a vegetable on the side, a pork chop. No, thank you. Put that ground beef in my taco. Put it in a
burger,
lasagna, a burger, all that stuff. I don't want it. I just don't want a piece of meat. Even if it's well seasoned.
You guys like steak though.
Steak is fine, but
I
don't
want it.
I don't want it.
I don't want a piece of steak ever again,
Really?
honestly.
No.
Yeah.
When I think of porterhouse, I think of you guys. Maybe
That's
it's
just
because when we
my
had steak with your dad.
That my
Yeah,
dad
that's your
goes
dad.
That's my dad. He's steakhouse man. Special occasion, you go to a steakhouse, and I'm like, no, Dad, I'd rather go to Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's for taste
and
wise.
the only reason I'm agreeing
Taste-wise.
to go to the steakhouse is for the side of mashed potatoes and
Yeah,
the
for the
flour
side.
and chocolate cake
the
at the
wonderful bread and all that. There's a lot of goodness that
wonderful
comes with a
bread.
steakhouse, but I'm least excited for the piece of meat.
I'm always like, do I have to order steak or can I just have sauteed spinach, mashed potatoes, and bread?
You guys are so funny to me.
But don't you
I
feel
like
that?
no. I like the ironness and the tastiness of red meat. I like it. It's enticing to me. I'm excited for a steak, but I obviously love the sides as much as you guys do. But I don't prefer one or the other. I'm oh, I can't wait for all of it. I like cutting a piece of filet with putting a little mashed potato on it, and that mixture of
the mixture's
the
good.
richness of the red meat and the potato is just so good to me.
I have something really big to say. I use meat as a portal for sauces. So it's if it's
Conduit.
chicken
Yeah.
tender, it's for the honey mustard, the ranch, blah, blah, blah. Lauren and I did order a steak to split the other day. The menu wasn't very vast, and it was very meat-based. There was very little options beside the piece of meat and
We
side
got it
vegetables.
for the side of truffle fries.
Yeah, we got it for the size just fries. But also, I was hoping that they'd have something creamy, a creamy sauce with it, a béarnaise sauce. Because if you get a béarnaise sauce in the action, then I get it.
Or horseradish sauce is good.
Yeah, you guys are sauce people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Anyway, Hunter's parents were like, we have to discuss what we're doing for Christmas dinner. I'm like, I'm guaranteed there's going to be a big pork on the center of the table and 2 pieces of asparagus. So whoop-de-doo.
I love it. Well, since it's our last podcast of the year, I would like to know what you guys are
shiitake
doing.
mushrooms.
I know. I would like to know what you guys are doing for the holidays. I don't know if I told you guys what I'm doing for Christmas.
What are you doing? Wait, let me guess. Let me fucking
She's going
guess.
on an Alaskan adventure.
She rented an Airbnb on the top of a mountain with one bathtub, and she's going to sit there alone. No.
Wait, say that again.
No, she was being.
Say it again, I missed
she was
it.
being above and beyond sarcastic.
Above
there.
and beyond sarcastic. You're going to go to a ranch with your parents and in the middle of nowhere.
You're gonna milk the cows this week. You're gonna milk cows, and you're gonna drink that milk all week long.
You're gonna churn butter.
I'm going gorilla trekking in Rwanda.
Okay.
You're going to Rwanda?
That was way
Wow.
more ridiculous than any scenarios we ever came up with.
Underestimated. Okay,
I know, so I am crying.
you're going to Rwanda. When did you decide this?
I'm going by myself.
No, for Christmas?
Yeah,
On Christmas Day.
on Christmas Day. Well, I land on Christmas Day. The next day I'll be gorilla trekking. So if I die, you guys have the timeline.
Gorilla Lauren, I can't believe you said she was going to go to Aspen and sit in a tub by herself on the top of a mountain.
I didn't say Aspen. I
No,
just
you
said the
didn't.
top of
But
the
that's what
mountain.
I saw. That's what I saw. I said Alaska, and then she just upped us by like 17 stories.
I couldn't even dream of that being what it was. I'm not that creative.
So apparently it's one of the best, coolest experiences you can have on planet Earth. Everyone I've talked to about it says that it's like the most life-changing thing because it's the closest you can get to a gorilla in the wild. You literally trek up this mountain. You have to get a permit. And you like see, there's only two places you can do it, in Uganda and Rwanda. And I've always wanted to do it. And I have all the shots because I went to Africa, in the beginning of this year. So I'm beginning and ending this year in Africa. I loved it when I went. Obviously, I went to Kenya. This is like Rwanda now. But I was like, I have all the shots. I don't have kids. I'm young. I could do it now. If there's any time that I do this, it's now, Yeah. And so hopefully it's kind of dangerous. So I'm semi-scared. I think I'll be scared when I'm in the moment. But right now I'm not.
You're going to a group of people?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Yes.
You have like a
group
leader
tour.
and like a lot of other fellow.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
60 people can go up the mountain a day with a permit. And yeah, apparently it's a strenuous hike and you just like stare into the eyes of a gorilla, which basically are our ancestors. So,
oh my God, you're going to be so George of the Jungle. Literally, this is fucking George of the Jungle.
Wait, what was
you go
George's
find
friend?
the white, what is it? What the fuck they called? The white gorilla? What was it?
The
They
white
were
rhino?
searching for the white something.
Wait,
Whatever.
what was his name? Remember his friend?
The gorilla?
The butler gorilla? So
yeah,
amazing.
what was his name? He was so good.
So good. Okay, well,
Fuck,
we gotta
what was
look
his
this
name?
up.
Hold
Gorilla.
on, everyone. His name was just Ape.
Oh,
Really?
was it? Like, because they were funny like that.
Yeah, it was just Ape.
Yeah. Who voiced Ape in George of the Jungle? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who was the voice?
John Cleese?
John Cleese. Who else? He was such a good voice.
He was. The fuck else did he do?
He's been lots of things.
He was in Monty Python.
He's like
Harry
one of those
Potter.
like silly actors,
Oh, that's very funny. Okay, very good. Oh my God, you're gonna throw your head and fall and poop and throw your head back and laugh, and you all can get that reference if you want.
Please
to
be Ursula.
Oh my God,
and, like
what
wear
if you
like a
find
white
George of the
shirt that's a
Jungle?
button down.
Wait, what did you say? Oh, like Ursula from George of the Jungle.
And a scrunchie. Leave a scrunchie behind.
And then
Maybe I'll find a jungle man.
fall into a pile of poop and throw your head back and laugh.
Back and laugh.
Okay. All right.
White
Well,
ape.
this is amazing. I can't wait to hear all about it. Like,
That was incredible.
Hopefully I live to tell the tale.
Oh
but-
my God, I wish we were more creative. I wish we said you're going to outer space with
know.
fucking Lance Bass, okay?
I know. I was gonna
But-
say you and Lance are finally going to space. You're doing it together.
I would 100% go to space tomorrow. if
You
I
guys,
could.
Lance needs to get. I need to like text him this. He needs to get on one of these next like space exploration things, like with what's his name from Amazon,
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Did Pete Davidson
Like,
ever go?
I don't think so, but like one of these guys needs to bring Lance on as the ultimate joke, and then like make like a little like documentary about it and put it on Peacock. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
And watching him go through all like the physical testing and stuff.
Yeah. It's
All right,
finally
well,
happening 20 years later.
We got to end it on that fucking
Okay,
ape
it's
note.
too-
That's
too
incredible.
good.
What's the real quick, Space Cowboy, they should call it. Remember that?
Yeah.
NSYNC song?
Oh
Yes.
my God.
And that would be the soundtrack.
Can we just produce
Complete-
it?
Let's
you
just produce
wanna
it.
ride.
Yeah. That will be the, and then like there'll be a cartoon land to the beginning
him
of the
going
series with him. Yeah, with that song in the background. Yes.
That would be so good.
Maybe we should get Lance on the podcast. Maybe we'll have him and AJ together.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get Space Cowboy on here.
All right.
All right.
Such
Bye,
a good time.
everyone. Merry Christmas.
Bye, everyone.
And
Love
happy
you. Bye.
holidays.
No, listen
Full
to a
circle
very
moment.
Backstreet Christmas.
Bye.
The words. Bye.
I don't get it.
Podcast.